Hello students. Today we will perform our seventh experiment, and the aim of the experiment is study of an oil circuit breaker. The apparatus required for this experiment, though this is only the study of the model, and we will study only by its diagram. Right? So the clear diagram, with the view of the clear diagram we can understand its working. So the apparatus required for this experiment are a OCB model, a combination plier, screwdriver, electrician knife, tester, and the specifications are written in their adjacent boxes. Now the theory. Circuit breaker is a mechanical device designed to close or open contact members. Thus closing of opening an electric circuit under normal or abnormal condition. A circuit breaker has fixed and moving contact called electrodes. So you have to remember that the moving contact and a fixed contact are there, and those electrodes, those are called electrodes. This contact remains in contact whenever the circuit breaker is in normal operation. Whenever fault occurs, the contact separate out, resulting in arc between the electrodes. The production of arc delays the current interruption process. During this process, enormous heat is produced. Around 500 or 5000 degrees centigrade temperature is arised, which may damage the breaker itself. So to avoid this problem, arc extinguisher, whose function is to break the circuit during fault. The resistance valve are generally of the order 10,000 to 1 lakh ohms. This type of circuit breaker is used for voltages up to 11 kV. These are two contact points in oil circuit breaker, that is fixed contact and moving contact. The breaker is filled with certain label with transformer oil. It is used as arc quenching medium. So what are quenching? It is to extinguish the medium. Extinguish or quenching medium. Oil circuit breaker, also known as self generated pressure or self blast OCB or oil circuit breaker. There are also several advantages like the absorption of arc in decomposition, the oil, the good cooling properties, high dielectric strength, the action of oil as an insulator. Under abnormal condition, the heat of the arc evaporates the surrounding oil and dissociates into gaseous hydrogen at high pressure. This pressurized gas disconnected the two contact point from each other. Now this is the circuit diagram, students. Here I will mention the parts, so you just note it down for your uh, so that you can write the parts in your lab copy clearly and neatly. So this is a medium which has two contacts. One is a fixed member, another is a moving contact. So I will just point it out also. This is a fixed contact and these are your moving contacts. Now there is a medium. This medium is transformer oil, and inside this we have air cushion. What is air cushion? That means air can get outside and can also get inside according to the expansion and contraction of the oil. Now the procedure: bring the oil circuit breaker model and open it carefully. Then study the different parts of the oil circuit breaker, like fixed contact point, moving contact point, transformer oil, extinguish chamber, etc. So before concluding, let us understand this circuit breaker. Actually, students, the work of a circuit breaker is not different than a automatic switch. As a switch whose function is to break the circuit, a circuit breaker will also break the circuit whenever a fault arises. But the main difference between an ordinary switch and a circuit breaker is that a ordinary switch operates for a low voltage, but an circuit breaker but a circuit breaker operates for higher voltages. Because if we deal with higher voltages and will suddenly disconnect the supply, then flashover will take place, resulting in sometimes death of the personnel who has switched off the or interrupted the connection or switched off the supply, or the machineries might also be burnt out. So for handling this high capacity of voltage, we have to switch off in a medium, and this medium here it is the oil. That is the reason why this circuit breaker is also known as oil circuit breaker, because the medium for disconnecting this contact is oil. So oil is acting as a medium which is used for cooling also this arc, and it also makes the arc extinguish quickly. Now we will proceed for the conclusion. The oil circuit breaker is used for protection like circuit, like overload protection, short circuit protection, feedback power protection, low voltage protection, earth fault protection. So on the basis of your reading, we will also solve some questions. Write different parts of an used in an oil circuit breaker. What is the function of transformer oil? What is the necessary or necessity of oil circuit breaker? Write difference between fuse and circuit breaker. What is the function of relay in oil circuit breaker? So these are the questions which you have to solve and perform this experiment. You have to write down rather to perform. So go through the video and write in your copy, and this ends your experiment number 7. Thank you for watching, students.